Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at a really short but honestly quite powerful piece of writing.
Yeah, it's titled, You Weren't Made to Obey. You Were Made to Awaken.
Right. And our mission really is just to unpack its message about, well, about your individual purpose and maybe your place in the bigger scheme of things.
It definitely feels like a call to, wake up a bit.
Exactly. So let's get into it. What's the first thing that grabs you?
Well, right off the bat, it kind of challenges how we're often conditioned, maybe. It says, they tried to teach you how to follow, how to fall in line.
How to color inside systems that don't even work. That line is quite pointed.
It really is. It makes you think about all those pressures, doesn't it? To just conform, maybe at work or socially, or even just the way you're supposed to think about things.
Yeah, those systems.
Yeah. Well,
What do you think that refers to specifically? It feels broad.
it could be so many things, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Like outdated educational models, corporate hierarchies that stifle innovation, maybe even just, unquestioned social norms.
That feeling of just going through the motions sometimes, even when something inside feels a bit off.
Precisely. But then it pivots, which I think is key.
Ah, yes, it says, but you've always known. You're not here to obey. That hits differently. It suggests something innate in us.
Exactly. An inner knowing, perhaps, that goes beyond just compliance.
And the language it uses next is very active, very dynamic.
It is. You're here to question, to shatter, to soften, to rebuild. Let's take those apart a bit.
Okay, question. Seems pretty straightforward. Don't just accept things, right?
Right, engage critically, but then shatter, that's strong. It implies breaking down things that aren't working anymore, structures, maybe ideas.
But it's followed by soften, which is interesting. It's not just about destruction.
No, it's not. Soften could mean bringing empathy, maybe flexibility, a nuance perhaps to the shattering.
Softening the hard edges, maybe of old systems or even our own resistance.
Could be. And then rebuild, so it's not just tearing down, it's about constructing something new, something better afterwards, a whole cycle.
Yeah, it suggests that disruption isn't like the final act. It's part of creating something else.
Exactly. Which leads nicely into the next part, that redefinition.
Oh, yeah. You're not chaotic, you're catalytic. I love that.
Me too. It reframes that feeling of maybe not fitting in, instead of seeing it as messy or wrong.
Like you're just causing trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
It says you're catalytic, you initiate something, you're a catalyst for change. It says you don't fit in because you weren't meant to.
That's quite empowering, isn't it? It turns to being an outsider or feeling like one into a kind of strength, a purpose almost.
It really does. Think about history often. It's the people who didn't quite fit the mold who sparked major shifts. Imagine if everyone just colored inside the lines perfectly.
We'd lose so much, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Different perspectives, new ideas,
Yeah.
innovation itself.
Definitely. And the text then shifts again towards more direct action.
You're here to wake the sleepers, to carry the new. Okay, let's unpack that. Sleepers. Who are they?
Well, metaphorically, sleepers could be anyone who's maybe moving through life on autopilot, accepting things without really questioning them.
Sort of passively accepting the status quo.
Yeah, perhaps. So waking them isn't necessarily aggressive, but maybe it's about sparking that curiosity in others, encouraging them to look again, think critically.
And carry the new. What's the new?
That feels like bringing forth those fresh perspectives we talk about, new ways of doing things, new values, maybe. It implies responsibility, doesn't it? To not just identify problems, but to actively bring forward solutions or alternatives.
So it's moving from simply reacting against the old to proactively building and, well, carrying the new thing forward.
That's how I read it. It's a very active stance. The whole piece really feels like it's pushing you to recognize your own power.
Your agency.
Yes, exactly, your agency. And the value, the necessity even, of questioning the world around you, not just accepting it.
So wrapping this up, the core message seems to be about rejecting passive obedience, embracing what makes you different, and seeing that difference as a potential force for positive change.
Yeah, questioning, potentially disrupting, but also softening and rebuilding, being that catalyst.
So a final thought for you listening right now? Think about those systems that text mentions, the ones in your daily life. Are you perhaps coloring inside lines that don't really serve you or maybe don't serve the wider world anymore?
And what might it look like just for you to lean into that catalytic potential, to question, maybe soften something, maybe start rebuilding, even in a small way?
Something powerful to consider.